Hello everyone. So in today's class we are going to focus about the sex determination in human beings. So we all know in human beings we have two types of sex, right? The one is male sex and the another one is female sex. So how those male and female sex, it has been originated from the common precursor. So that is what the actual goal of in this lecture. So the content mainly we're going to focus about what is meant by bipotential gonad and what is the actual role of bipotential gonad in sex differentiation. Along with that, what are all the different kind of hormones which is involved during the course of sex determination, and at last we're going to discuss about some mutational studies during the course of sex determination. So before to start our class, I want everyone should know about gonad. So gonad is the reproductive structure, or we can say it is the reproductive bridge from where the gamete have been arised. So we have two types of gametes, right? The one gamete is known as the male gamete, that is called the sperm, and the female gamete it's also called it as the egg. So the egg and sperms are the two gametes which is present in the human being. So all those two gametes, it has been originated from a reproductive structure called gonad, and in human beings that gonad it's also termed as bipotential gonad. So this bipotential gonad, it is also referred as indifferentiate gonad. So I will tell what is the reason or why this bipotential gonad is termed as indifferentiate gonad. So that means, in order to understand the term called bipotential, first we have to split the term called bipotential into two of. So the first of stands for bi and the second of stands for potential. So bi means two and the potential means ability. That means these gonads have the ability in order to differentiate themselves into either as the female reproductive system or male reproductive system. So that's why the gonad which is present in the human beings and mammals, it is called it as bipotential gonad. So that I would have written male and female gonads, they are derived from a common precursor, and that common precursor it's called it as the bipotential gonad. In another word, we can say this bipotential gonad as indifferentiate gonad. Apart from this bipotential gonad and a hormone, there are some gene also play a crucial role in sex determination. So we know in human beings we have 23 pairs of chromosome, right? And among the 23 pairs of chromosome, the 22 pairs of chromosomes call it as autosomes, that is the body chromosome, and one pair of chromosome called allosome, that is the sex chromosome. And among that allosomes we have X chromosome and Y chromosome. So the female has a genotypic pattern called XX and the male has a genotypic pattern called XY. So in female, that is in genotype called XX, it has a gene called DAX1 gene. So this DAX1 gene which is present on the 2X chromosome in case of female, but in male it has only one X chromosome and only one Y chromosome. So that the X chromosome contain the DAX1 gene which is present in female, the same DAX1 gene is going to present in male X chromosome. Along with that, the Y chromosome, it has a gene called SRY gene, and this SRY gene play a crucial role during the sex determination. Why? Because in mammals and human beings, the maleness is caused due to the presence of Y chromosome. In Y chromosome alone, the gene, that is the SRY gene, is present, and this SRY gene, it induces the testis determining factor, and the testis determining factor act on the testis and it will secrete testosterone, so that the testosterone convert themselves into DHT, so that the testis, it will differentiated into the male characteristic feature. So let's see what will happen in the presence of Y chromosome. So as I told in the previous slide, the SRY gene which is present on the Y chromosome and it produces TDF, and this TDF, it will secrete a hormone called testosterone by means of stimulating the Leydig cell, and this testosterone, it will convert themselves into DHT, that is the dihydrotestosterone, in the presence of an enzyme called alpha 5 reductase enzyme, and this DHT, it will act on the gonad, exclusively the medulla region of the gonad, to differentiate into male reproductive system. So this is how we obtain the male reproductive system in the presence of Y chromosome. Now let's see what will happen in the absence of Y chromosome. So if there is the Y chromosome, we know it will act on the TDF, and the TDF it secretes the testosterone hormone, so that it will form DHT, that is dihydrotestosterone, so that it will differentiate into the male reproductive system. But in case of the absence of Y chromosome, there is no such formation of the TDF, so that there is the absence of testosterone. Why? Because there is the absence of inducing factor for the synthesizing of testosterone, so that instead of developing the testes, here there is the development of ovaries. So we know ovary is the female reproductive structure, right? So that at last the embryo it will develops into the female characteristic feature. So this is what is going to take place in the absence of Y chromosome. Now let me understand with the help of this diagrammatic representation of those two mechanisms, that is what will happen in the presence of Y chromosome as well as what will happen in the absence of Y chromosome. So first let me see about what will happen in the presence of XY chromosome. So you have to focus about the image which was shown in the right side. Okay, so I have taken two chromosome, that is the one X chromosome and the another one is Y chromosome. So in this picture the X chromosome it has shown in the purple color and the Y chromosome it is designated in the green color. And in that Y chromosome at the upper arm it contains one small segment which has been shown in red color. So that portion is called it as the SRY gene, and that SRY gene it acts on or it induce TDF, that is testis determining factor, and that TDF it will act on the medulla region of embryonic gonad, so that this TDF it will act on the Leydig cell to release the hormone called testosterone, and that testosterone will convert themselves into dihydrotestosterone, that is DHT, in the presence of an enzyme called alpha 5 reductase, so that at last this gonad it will differentiate into the male reproductive structure called testis. At last we will get male sexual characteristic feature. So now move on to the picture which are shown towards the left side. So in left side I have taken totally two X chromosome, and all those two X chromosome which is designated in purple color. So here there is no such presence of your Y chromosome, so that the gonad will differentiate it to ovary. So ovary is the female reproductive structure, right? So that at last we'll get the female sexual characteristic feature. So this is how the Y chromosome has some influence during the course of a sex determination. Exclusively we can say in the presence of Y chromosome alone the maleness is produced in the mammals as well as the human beings, right? So now we are going to switch over into mutational studies. So if I say mutation means it means the changes, that means the chromosome it has some change. So that change it could be caused by anything. It could be deletion, or it could be any inversion or duplication or insertion. So by means of undergoing all this process the chromosome have certain kind of changes, and all those changes are collectively known as mutations. So by means of attaining this mutation we have two types of scenario. The one is XX male and the another one is XY female. So still now what we know is if there is the genotypic pattern as XX, definitely the phenotypic pattern will be female. So phenotypic character which is nothing but the external morphology. And also if there is the genotypic pattern called XY, obviously the phenotypic character will be the male. But here the phenotypic character is somewhat vice versa. It's somewhat in contradictory in manner, and all this contradictory it has been achieved due to the presence of a mutation. So first let me explain about XX male, that is how we obtain this XX male. So we know if a organism wants to produce a male, that time there should be the presence of Y chromosome. Why? Because in Y chromosome alone it has a gene called SRY, so that it will convert the testosterone into DHT, so that the testes will form. But in XX a female, as there is the absence of a chromosome called Y, so in order to produce the maleness in XX genotypic pattern we are going to insert a SRY gene from Y chromosome into any one of the X chromosome. So if we insert that Y chromosome in any one of the X chromosome, that time that SRY gene, it induce the TDF, and that TDF it secrete testosterone, and that testosterone will convert themselves into DHT, so that DHT will form the testes. At last we'll get the male reproductive system. And the second case is XY female. So the XY, from this XY female, if we delete the SRY gene from this Y chromosome, we can obtain the phenotypic pattern as female. Why? Because there is the absence of Y chromosome. So obviously there is the absence of a gene called SRY, so that there is no TDF. Further, there is no testosterone, and there is the ceasing of the testis development. At last, this gonad it will differentiated into the ovary, so that at final stage will obtain the female reproductive system. So let me understand what are all the mutational case we would have discussed in the previous slide with reference to this diagram. So let's see the picture which is shown towards the left side. So in the left side I have taken two XX chromosome, and it has shown in purple in color. And so in XX we know there is no presence of SRY gene. Why? Because there is the absence of Y chromosome. So now in order to make the male phenotypic character, what I am going to do is I am just going to insert the SRY gene from Y chromosome into any one of the X chromosome, so that I will get XX as the genotypic pattern, but the phenotypic pattern will be in the male. Now focus about the right side image, which contains one X chromosome which is shown in purple color, and another chromosome called Y chromosome which is shown in blue in color. So we know the Y chromosome it contains a gene called SRY gene. So initially in the left side image, this SRY gene it has shown in the red color, but here in the Y chromosome that red colored portion have been missed. Why? Because there is some deletion of SRY gene has been taken place. So due to the effect of missing segment of this SRY gene, there is no product of this SRY gene, so that there is no TDF, so that absence of testosterone, so that there is no DHT, that is dihydrotestosterone. At last it will develop into the ovary as the female reproductive structure. So the second mutation is in the TFM. So TFM is the receptor for testosterone. So still now we know the testosterone which is secreted due to the presence of the SRY gene which is present in the Y chromosome. And that testosterone it has to come and bind over the receptor which is present in the X chromosome. If there is mutation in that receptor, that time this testosterone it can't able to bind over the TFM receptor, so that no further signal cascade, and at last there is no male sex characteristic feature. So this is what the thing is going to take place if there is the mutation in the TFM receptor. So now this is the picture in order to understand the mutation in TFM. So first picture shows the normal mechanism which is going to take place if the TFM receptor is normal. So at that time the testosterone it will come and bind over the TFM gene which is present on the X chromosome. So in the upper image the X chromosome it is shown in the purple color along with the yellow color segment called TFM, so that the binding it will lead to the signal cascade, so that at last it will differentiate into the male sexual characteristic feature. But see the second picture, if there is the mutation in TFM receptor, that time the testosterone can't able to bind with its receptor, and that time there is no signal cascade for the differentiation of male sexual characteristic. Instead it will develop into the female secondary sexual characteristic feature. Yes, that's it guys.